Hi everybody, it's Dana from Little House of Gardening. I am actually out here in the greenhouse. See me sweating? I wanted to get into what's going on in the greenhouse. Now it is August, so go ahead and get your lettuces, your kales, your spinach, and any of your things that are going to be harvested in November, December. Go ahead and get those in. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you for watching this video. I have been working on all year long maximizing space. So I do grow in the greenhouse and in containers, and then I direct sow on the front lawn, and I also grow some things in the house. I usually start my plants in the house from seed, and then I move them to the container or to the ground. So for my subscribers, I haven't been posting as much in the greenhouse because we have a lot of new neighbors, and they're just really I don't know, it's not as much privacy. So I've been trying to videotape outside and then record the wording and the audio portion on the inside. So I want to show you guys, remember we planted the Roma tomatoes. I'm planting everything that I actually eat. And you can see my little work area there where I have been transplanting plants. Now we planted those Roma tomatoes on July 4th, and they're already sprouting and they're ready to be transplanted. So we use these biodegradable plant holders, as you guys can see. These are our tomatoes. We planted these from seed July 4th, and now this is our tomato plant. Now these are in the greenhouse, and I planted those with the basil. The basil is keeping away the pest. Now for my greenhouse, I'm not using any pesticides or anything. I do add chicken manure to my compost bin, and I add it to the soil. But I will, right now I have my sweet peppers, green beans, tomatoes, kale, cantaloupe, and my Mexican sunflowers out here in the greenhouse. And then you guys know I'm loving the front lawn gardening. I'll post a video on that later, but today I did a check-in to see if anything needed to be moved to a bigger pot, and actually it did. So I'm gonna go ahead and run through this. You guys have a great day. Okay, you guys, so I am out here. I have a U-shaped gardening greenhouse. So it goes like that, like the letter U, and back around. Let's start on the left-hand side here. Those are where we started our tomatoes. I use these baskets that I got from IKEA to help me transport my transplants outside when that's time. And of course the airplane flies over, so hold on just a second. Okay, so one of the things that I have been really trying to get people to do is 30 minutes a day garden on average. That doesn't mean you have to go outside for 30 minutes, but at least make 30 minutes your goal. So sometimes you might do 1 hour in the garden, and you know, you might skip a couple days, and then you might do another hour, but let's average 30 minutes. So today I pruned my kale because it was really big, and this kale grew all year, and I put it in this larger container. It was in a 3-gallon container, and I moved it to a 5-gallon with some cabbage here. And I didn't change the soil because I know that soil is working. I'm going to leave it as is. This plant I'm preparing to put some cabbages in because I like the look of my cabbages growing together. So if I'm making a salad or if I'm cooking and I need to tell the kids, you know, go grab some food, it's easier. I do need to label this one, so I'm going to label. That's another thing I've been doing today is I'm coming out and I'm labeling everything. Making sure everything has a label has made my life simpler. Okay, now if you can look at this side, we have on the left is shade, and on the right I get more sun. So we're coming over here to the sunnier container items. Now on that back wall there, those are cantaloupe crops. And as you see, I'm going to use the garden wall for those to flow up, and as they get larger, I will put the larger container. Let me look at this one. This is a 14-inch black. I want to say it's a 3 gallon. And for whatever reason, I can't see the gallon on there, so I'll come back around and let you guys know what size gallon that is. So look, so those are the cantaloupe there. That's the cantaloupe ones, the ones that go up. There's some more. We did stick some pumpkin seeds in there. I don't know, the kids worked on that. I don't know. I let them do it. I don't think that's gonna work because they didn't let the seeds soak. Now, what's important about my garden, and I hope everybody else is I'm only growing things that we eat or that I want the chickens to eat. Look at our lovely tomato. You guys, I'm so proud about this tomato because this year it didn't die. Look at that. It's nice and strong. Let me go get our yards. Maybe my husband uses it because we use kind of similar stuff in our work. And yes, gardening is a form of work. So yeah, I need to ask him if he has it. That right about there. So that's up to 11 inches. So good. So good. We're doing a good job there. And what I did was I put basil around it, and as you guys can see, the basil is healthy. I also grew that from seed. You guys, it smells really good in here, by the way. Here's our sweet pepper. This sweet pepper probably is going to need another bucket. I just haven't gotten my buckets out and made sure that I had enough soil. So the Roma tomato, basil, is I'm making my own pizza sauce. Peppers, we're going to make our own salsa, and we can also use that for chickens. And then here's more tomatoes and basil. This is a brassica. I believe this is either a kale or a collard, I'm not sure, but it just got repotted. And then some more tomato. So that's that side there. I do have the Mexican sunflowers. This is my first time growing. Again, all of these are from seed. Let's add a little bit of water in there. These are a full sunflower, but every time I put them in the sun, they dry out. So I don't know what's up with those. So we'll see what happens. So what you guys see me doing, I am being generous with the water because it's a back to school week. So I don't want to have everything dry out in the scheme of all the back to school events. Okay, so again, we're only growing stuff that we either enjoy. The Mexican sunflower is for beauty and to attract pollinators once I get them outside to the porch. Other than that, it's just because I like them. So let's go over here. There's more tomatoes. This is a 3-gallon pot. I really need to write I think what I'm going to start doing is writing the size pots on here, because that'll help me also help the viewers, help you guys. As you can see, I made my own trellis. Again, this is basil there, and everything is healthy. That's what I'm noticing. I don't always want to run out and do stuff and like buy stuff, so you'll sometimes see me with these sticks and these homemade trellises as the tomato grows. And as I said, it smells really good in here. And then the rest of that is going to be more sweet peppers. So I'm thinking that this layout is working. And then we have some cantaloupe, which I need to repot. Okay, let's come over here. Okay, so this is going to be more brassica. So we have some kale here, and we have the green beans. And if I zoom in, I think green beans are so pretty. Look, so we can see the green beans starting there. And let's head over here. Here's our cabbages. And they are growing larger because I've been pruning them. And I'm noticing with these cabbages, the more I prune, literally the more I prune, the more they grow. I should have probably pruned a lot more. And also, it's not as hot out. So this is getting into brassica season. Right? And then in this 5-gallon bucket, as I said, I do have 5-gallon buckets. you can see where the Roma tomato is. Now what I'm doing, so that's the tour. Now what I'm doing, and I don't know if you guys caught this, I have tomatoes in 1 gallon bucket, 3 gallon buckets, and 5 gallon buckets, because I'm trying to do a test to see which one is gonna grow the largest tomatoes. So that's what I'm doing. Now let's get the rest of this label, and then we will go in the house for the day. No, seriously, you guys. So I am outside, and I didn't feel like going back in the house to get my stand, which is hilarious. So you guys know I'm trying to get better at labeling. I saw a couple of these without labels. Let's get them labeled. And oh yeah, I know what it was, because the basil one. See, look, I just found it. I want to make sure that, you know, if the kids come out here and they can't figure out what's what, it's labeled. And also sometimes I have like a brain freeze. I'm just gonna prune this a little bit. Sometimes I have like a brain freeze, and so the labels help. I love the smell of basil. Oh my gosh, it makes me just want to like make spaghetti. And y'all, I don't have on any makeup. I woke up because it's not storming out here, and I was like, I'm gonna make the most of this. So the one thing that has been interesting about the brassicas is they all look similar, but what I have found, and I'm not an expert, you guys, I'm learning as you guys learn. What I have found with these brassicas is, even though they look the same, they require different sun things. Like, it seems like the collards love sun. They love sun. They want the sun. However, my cabbages, if I give them too much sun, they're like, no ma'am, you know, it's been too long. Don't put me in the sun all day. They like it a little bit, and then it's like, get me out of here. So Roma tomato, sweet pepper. Sorry, I'm thinking Roma. Okay, I think everything has, all the tomatoes have one. But then like the broccoli is growing strange. I still need to navigate what I'm doing, because it just grows and grows. It's growing like really long, like it's growing like a cantaloupe. I thought it was supposed to crown. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna get my books out. I have a library, a garden library. I know that's very weird, but and I'm gonna see what I'm doing wrong, and I can also ask my mentor. I need to get over there. So this, I know you guys have seen my little, this is what I call my brassica box. So this is gonna be my brassica box. I start them in here, and as they get stronger, I actually move them out. I'm just working my soil a bit. So I had some really good soil, and I don't want it to go to waste. If you guys can see, I'm a big fan of all boxes like this, being a container gardener. If I need to move it, or if it rains or something, or if I want to gift it, I can just lift it up, and I don't have to break my back doing it. And so I'm just gonna make this, and then I have some eggs that I can add to the corn later. Some eggshells. I've been collecting eggshells for the last 2 weeks. I think it's funny when you garden, you like keep everything. It's like kind of funny. Okay, so that was one. And I don't put like, I won't put the tomatoes next to the brassicas, because I don't want it to attract the wrong type of pest. But I will probably add an onion in here later. So I just want that to be nice and strong. And I do need to get some stakes, but what I get the stakes for, to be honest, is I don't like my plants hanging over and getting damaged too much. I don't know why. I just like it to be in more of a environment that I can know that the leaves aren't getting damaged. Let it grow up towards the sun. So I'm just getting more soil from over here. I have a little soil box and I have a tool area right here. And what I'm going for is I'm going for quality food over quantity. So if you follow me and you're like, what the heck is she doing? She hasn't eaten anything all year. I understand that. I am going for a garden that is healthy and continues to be reproducing. And sometimes, like a foundation, it's going to take a little bit longer to get that. And so all year, you guys have seen, I really haven't lost anything. I'm growing everything from seed and I'm doing a great job. And so I was telling the kids, I think that slow and steady wins the race. I really do. That is so funny. I sound like a teacher. Anywho, okay. Have you guys done your back to school shopping? Because I went and got youngest son stuff. Look at this baby potato. It's so cute. Oh gosh. Okay, anyway. So I went this morning, early this morning, and got youngest son's back to school stuff. This stuff was only 33 bucks. I'm not good. My college daughter, she says she doesn't need anything and doesn't want anything, but I'm still gonna get her like a little treat, you know. I just have to do that. It's just only right. So anyway, so we're making this little back to school box here. And what I want to do, because it just went into a death, right? We just moved it from one home and packed up its gear and went to another home. Let's give it some water. And this is my cabbage and this is my kale. Let's go ahead and get this label. Now I'm not in the mood to like delete and stuff on these, so I'm gonna just use the back of it. We got a cabbage. And what I've been doing to keep these growing in this heat, because y'all, I am sweating like nobody's business out here. Honestly, I just been growing the kale and the cabbages in half sun, half shade, right? Because for one, it's therapeutic. I'm super happy out here. I'm glad we're growing. But for two, you know, they always say you can't grow these in the heat. We hit 98, 99 degrees and I grew this all year. Now, I didn't grow enough to feed the family. I am working on that. I'm getting to that. But it did feed our chickens. And so that's the good thing about it. I'm gonna have to get a headband. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here to this other box. Okay, so we have a label there. It looks like we need 2 more labels back there. So, what's that? I'm just gonna put brassica because it's kind of hard to tell what these are. There. And then I have some food right here, like some scraps. There were a couple yellow leaves in here. Those were the green beans. They didn't do good in the greenhouse. Last year I grew green beans just outside in a huge 5-gallon bucket. They did great out there. I don't know, they don't like it back here. So I do have some on the front porch. I'm still missing, I feel like I missed, oh, the cantaloupe back there. Now this, I went to the dollar store and I got a ton of these dry erase markers. Y'all, I am so in love. How about that? It's the little things. I'm erasing this now because I need some new ones. I need some water. Okay, so stay hydrated when you're in the garden. Okay, so let's clean that up and let's get our cantaloupe on there, because soon we will at least get to eat some of the zucchini and corn. If you guys want to drop a good recipe in there for me, drop it down at the bottom. I want to make fried zucchini leaves. This lady at work told me to make those. Never made them, but I told her I'm willing to try it. Okay. So cantaloupe, and then y'all saw that little baby red potato, super cute, you guys. It's just so cute. Okay, more cantaloupe. And I think this week I need to get I need to put in a ton more lettuce. I did not grow enough kale, lettuce, carrots, like collards, so I need to do better on that. I'm hot, y'all. This is the crazy part. This is like the not so cute part about gardening. So I have this one. You see how it keeps curving? Somebody said this might be the broccoli. It just always does this curve. I don't understand it, but it needs a home. And then I have 2 more tomatoes that need a home. So hold on just a second while I look for it. And then here's our board, which we can add something to the board today. We can add tomatoes. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's add our tomatoes. Tomato. Okay, we got that added. Put it over there. This side of the greenhouse definitely gets more sun, so I'm glad I'm out here right now. Because last year I grew some ghost peppers, and they're super cute. Some food, the way that they grow, to me, I don't know why, it just looks really pretty. Like, nature is beautiful. Okay, so let's walk around again. Here's our pepper. Now see how the sun is hitting? You can see shade and then sun here. Tomato peppers. Cantaloupe is starting to feel really nice in here. I gotta still find my chair. Now you guys see how those cantaloupes are sleepy? I call them sleepy leaves. They're getting too much heat. They don't like it back there. But the tomatoes are perking up. And then these are the 5-gallon buckets. We've had these for many years, and I grew tomatoes in these before. And here's the bucket that we did today. We did these. Okay. Well, thank you guys for subscribing, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.